Hello, welcome to our RecapPlus channel. Today we will watch a recap movie is called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, released in 2016. This is a spoiler content video. So please turn on the subtitle and let's start the story. In the year 1926 in the Harry Potter universe, the dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald is terrorizing the magical community. Witches and wizards from all over the world are on high alert as he prepares to launch his next attack. Newt Scamander travels from London to New York City with a briefcase full of magical creatures, or fantastic beasts. When he arrives, his case is inspected by a customs official, but Newt can hide the magic from Muggle eyes. Some men are inspecting a building downtown that has been torn through. The Auror Percival Graves comes by to see the damage. An unseen force runs underground and destroys part of the street. As he walks through the city, Newt comes across Mary Lou Barebone, a fundamentalist and leader of the Second Salemers, an anti-magic group. With her adopted children, Credence, Modesty, and Chastity, she spreads a hateful message about magic folk and how they need to be exterminated. As she tries to get Newt to join her, a Niffler escapes from his case when it sees a shiny silver coin. It makes its way into the bank, forcing Newt to go after it. Inside the bank, Newt meets Jacob Kowalski, a factory worker who is there to apply for a loan so he can open a bakery. Newt runs off when he sees the Niffler, leaving behind an Okami egg that Jacob picks up. Newt tries to catch the Niffler while Jacob meets with a bank employee to get the loan, but since he uses baked goods as collateral instead of something valuable, he is denied. Before Newt can grab the Niffler, Jacob notes that the egg is hatching. Newt uses his wand to pull Jacob toward him, which is seen by Porpentina Goldstein, an American witch. Newt and Jacob find the Niffler in the bank vault just as a bank employee catches them. Newt petrifies him and gets the Niffler to drop all the things it stole before he apparates himself and Jacob out of the bank. Newt prepares to obliviate Jacob and wipe his memories, but Jacob grabs his case and hits Newt in the face before running off. Tina catches Newt and takes him with her after seeing what he's been carrying. Tina carries Newt to the base camp of the Magical Congress of the United States of America, MACUSA, because he was involving enchantment before no magus, the American expression for muggles. The MACUSA president, Serafina Pickery, isn't upset to see Tina there since she was once an Auror, however was excused because of a past occurrence. Tina takes Newt to her old office and is defied by Graves and other Aurors. At the point when Graves requests to see what's in the bag, they observe that Newt got Jacob's case loaded with baked goods. Jacob carries Newt's case to his condo and coincidentally opens it, setting free a couple of the animals, including the Niffler. Mary Lou is seen working in a shelter where she shows youngsters the indecencies of the supernatural local area. Humility sings tunes about killing witches, while Credence experiences physical and psychological mistreatment of Mary Lou. She takes the kids to meet Langdon Shaw, sibling of Senator Henry Shaw Jr. Langdon carries Mary Lou and the children to meet Henry and their dad, Henry Sr. In any case, both he and the representative excuse the Barebones as oddities, which seems to infuriate Credence. Assurance meets in mystery with Graves, who needs Credence's assistance in finding a kid with gigantic powers. Consequently, Graves guarantees that he'll assist Credence with moving away from the harmful Mary Lou. Newt and Tina observe Jacob's structure, which has been to some degree obliterated. Jacob has been gone after by a Murtlap, which has scratched his neck. Newt snatches the animal and tosses him back into his case while fixing the condo. He and Tina remove Jacob with them from the condo. The three go to Tina's condo, which she imparts to her more youthful sister Queenie, a specialist legilimens, she can understand minds. Jacob is promptly stricken with her, and Queenie can see it yet she wouldn't fret. Newt and Jacob go to rest in their room, however, Newt bounces inside his satchel and welcomes Jacob to go along with him. Newt gives Jacob treatment for his neck wound and afterward shows him the different territories made for the animals that stay there. Newt shows Jacob a Thunderbird named Frank, which Newt claims is the fundamental explanation he ventured out to America. He needs to restore Frank to his regular territory in Arizona. Jacob goes over an especially dull substance encased in an air pocket, called an obscured, which Newt orders Jacob to avoid. He then, at that point, requests Jacob's assistance in recovering the missing animals. Jacob concurs. Newt and Jacob go to the town and find the Niffler attempting to loot a gem store. Newt pursues the Niffler through the store, making critical harm to the entire spot. The police show up as Newt gets it. The police are occupied when they see a lion strolling through the roads, allowing Newt an opportunity to apparate himself and Jacob out of there. The folks keep strolling through the city and see other zoo creatures running free. They see another animal, an enormous Erumpent, meandering around. Newt gives Jacob a head protector in anticipation of getting the monster, then does an odd mating dance to draw it toward him. The Erumpent sees Jacob and pursues him, all things being equal. However, Newt figures out how to pull it back into the portfolio. Tina, who has gone searching for the folks after seeing they weren't in their room, sees them getting the erumpent. A meeting is held for Senator Shaw as a component of his bid for administration. A thundering shakes the whole structure before a concealed and strong power moves throughout the spot, snatches Shaw, and pummels him to the floor, killing him. Henry Sr. heads toward his child's body while Langdon knows it's crafted by witches. Tina carries Newt's folder case to the Makusa as they are assembled with different witches and wizards from around the world directly following Shaw's passing. Tina opens the folder case to let Newt and Jacob out. When the Aurors discover that an Obscurial was liable for Shaw's passing, and that Newt and Tina have let Jacob, a no major, become mindful of their reality, Graves takes the folder case and has the three captured. Graves investigates Newt about the Obscurial in his portfolio. Trusting him to be a fan of Grindelwald's in his plan to place the otherworldly local area over the non-wizardry local area through deadly means, Graves sentences Newt and Tina ridiculously. Queenie hears this as she guesses what Tina might be thinking. While secured, Newt clarifies for Tina and Jacob that an Obscurial is a dull power made out of an enchanted kid's concealment of their powers. The youngsters who invoke Obscurials don't live past the age of 10. Newt and Tina are brought into a room where they are to be set into a pool that will kill them. One of the witches separates a portion of Tina's recollections. One shows her as a youngster, in one more she goes after Mary Lou and attempts to comfort Credence. Before Tina is killed, Newt releases one of the animals in the space to escape with Tina. At the point when Queenie appears, they get Jacob and she slips them out in the satchel. At the Barebone home, Credence is developing increasingly unsound. He observes a wand in Modesty's room, which Mary Lou sees and thinks has a place with him. She prepares to beat him again until Modesty concedes the wand was hers. The Obscurial gets free and kills Mary Lou before annihilating the remainder of the house, leaving just Credence and Modesty alive. Graves later tracks down Credence and urges him to track down Modesty, since Graves currently accepts she is the kid that he predicted. Newt, Tina, Jacob, and Queenie go to an enchanted speakeasy in Harlem called the Blind Pig. They ask the proprietor, a troll hoodlum named Narlac, for data on tracking down the last missing monster, a demiguise that Newt named Dougal. Narlac needs something in exchange, and he has his eyes set on a little bowtruckle resting in Newt's coat pocket. Newt hesitantly surrenders the bowtruckle, which connects for Newt. Narlac advises them to go looking in a Macy's. Very quickly, Narlac uncovers that he sold the legends out to the Makusa, who come in and pursue the legends. Jacob hits Narlac upside the head before they need to get away. The legends go to the Macy's and observe Dougal, who is taking care of an okami, a huge, winged, serpentine animal, stowing away up on the roof. It creates problems in the store for the legends. However, Newt advises Jacob and Tina to get a bug and a tea kettle. Jacob gets an insect and Tina snatches a tea kettle. Jacob throws the cockroach into the tea kettle, permitting them to get the okami as it contracts and is trapped in the tea kettle. Inside the folder case, Queenie sees an image of a young lady named Lettle Lestrange, who has an old association with Newt. He would rather not discuss it as their relationship appears to have finished miserably. Graves and Credence track down Modesty in her old family home. At the point when Graves clarifies that he won't help Credence regardless of his guarantees, Credence's fury strengthens, and incidentally, he is the person who has been moved by the Obscurial. His old age has permitted him to develop his power, making him the most remarkable Obscurial alive. Confidence sets off through the city roads, abandoning a path of obliteration him. Newt pursues Credence since he knows the Aurors will kill him without knowing reality regards him. He tracks Credence to an underground metro station and calms him back into his ordinary structure. Be that as it may, when Graves, Tina, and the Aurors all show up, Credence gets back to his Obscurial structure. Although Newt and Tina ask the Aurors to allow them to deal with Credence, Pickery orders them to kill Credence. They fire their wands at Credence and obliterate him. Graves then criticizes the Aurors for their guidelines and treatment of the mysterious and non-otherworldly networks. Pickery orders Graves to give up his wand and give up, however, he resists her and battles the other Aurors. He can safeguard himself against their impacts, however, he is quelled by Newt and is bound. Newt utilizes the Revelio Beguile on Graves, uncovering him to be, as a matter of fact, Grindelwald. He is quickly captured. Newt utilizes Frank to bring an elixir very high so it can reign over all the no-magus close by and obliviate them. Pickery says thanks to Newt for what he did, however, advises him that Jacob must be obliviated also since there are no exemptions. Jacob sorrowfully expresses farewell to Newt, Tina, and Queenie, then, at that point, asks Newt for what valid reason he let him stay close by. Newt says he loves Jacob and considers him a companion. Jacob remains in the downpour, however, Queenie steps in with her wand to make an umbrella to kiss Jacob. Whenever he wakes up, the three are no more. Jacob gets back to his old industrial facility work, still discontent with where he is. Newt catches him and drops a portfolio loaded with okami eggshells, which are made of silver, and a note making sense of this so Jacob can involve it as security to open his pastry shop. Newt is returning to London and expresses farewell to Tina at the boat terminal. He vows to get back with an original copy of his book, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, so he can actually give it to Tina. Sometime later, Jacob's pastry kitchen business is blasting, as he has designed his cakes to seem to be a portion of the monsters he ambiguously experienced. Queenie visits the shop. Jacob sees her and seems to recollect her a tad. To watch more video like this, click on the videos on your screen, and don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last I will say stay safe and stay healthy. See you next videos.